Good day, everybody. We have made historic progress against world hunger over the past several decades. We know how to make progress. Empowering women is part of it, but we also need a broad political push to get us back on track.
That's why the World Food Prize laureates, 27 of them, last night released a letter to the G20 heads of state. One of those heads of state, President Lula, is a fellow laureate. He won the World Food Prize in 2011. And he has made hunger and poverty central to the agenda of the G20 when they meet this fall. He's also been elected chair of COP30, the big environmental conference that'll happen next year. So this is another opportunity for us to help to create the political will that's needed to end hunger. We've written to all the G20 heads of state, asking them to work with Lula to set up goals and mechanisms that'll move the world in the right direction.
The World Food Prize laureates and many of you in this room have spent your lives working to combat food insecurity throughout the world. But the 3 C's that were mentioned, COVID, climate change, and conflict, have stalled and in some ways reversed progress. We have 793 million persons that are hungry. It is especially shocking to see hunger being weaponized. From my base in Kenya, the reality is there daily. 18 million people facing food insecurity, acute food insecurity, that means on the edge of famine in the Sudan. 16 million people requiring food assistance in Ethiopia. 23 million food insecure in DR Congo, which we hardly hear about, and 1 million in the midst of famine in Gaza.
So we're asking the G20 leaders to lead action along 4 lines. First, to save lives, to fully fund the UN's humanitarian appeal for humanitarian assistance in places like those that Jan has mentioned. Second, take it to the farmers. Climate-smart agricultural technologies need to get to hundreds of millions of small-scale farmers, together with nutrition assistance and social protection for those communities.
And third, we need to secure our future through reforming the multilateral financial system to fix the unsustainable debt of low-income countries and unlock the finance needed to transform the global food system and expand climate action. And finally, fourth, strengthen the coordination and accountability among governments and all of the institutions involved in getting us back on track towards the end of hunger. President Lula has proposed a global alliance against poverty and hunger with this purpose, and this initiative should be fully supported.
Clearly, everybody here and our organizations can help to build the political will we need to get back on track toward the end of hunger. First, you can go to the World Food Prize Foundation website and just read this letter from the laureates. And then there are also graphic elements that you can use there to push that message out to your own networks in your own way. Second, we're meeting in Washington. Most of us are Americans. And certainly in this country, we have the ability to move Congress. And right now, a request from the President for $9 billion for humanitarian assistance is hanging fire in the House. The Senate's approved it as part of the national security bill. There's a lot of talk about the military aid to Ukraine, the military aid to Israel, but also in that package is $9 billion of humanitarian assistance. So you can contact your own member of Congress, other members of Congress with whom you have influence, and urge them not to forget about the $9 billion in humanitarian assistance. I'm guessing the House will make that decision within the next couple of weeks.
And in this election year, we should also give time, influence, money, and votes to candidates who will do their part to get progress against hunger back on track.